Hi everyone, and welcome to your midweek pick a card tarot readings for the week of March 21st. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more tarot readings. I'll be doing 3 card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Tarot de Marseille with Tiger's Eye, the Universal Rider-Waite-Smith with Amethyst, and the Borderless Rider-Waite-Smith with Lapis Lazuli. We also have 4 different oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick 1 tarot deck and 1 oracle card. Choose which ones resonate with you the most. Feel free to pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, the timestamps are in the description below. Don't forget to check out your oracle card. And with that, let's go right to the readings. All right, group 1, let's see what the rest of the week has in store for you. Like that. So we have, this is the King of Wands. The court cards look so much alike that I have to take extra time to look. Oh, okay. What made me say, oh, okay, just now, as I rise this up in the frame for you, is the fact that this Emperor is looking towards the King of Wands away from the Devil. So combined with this 3 of Wands here, I think for you, group 1, the rest of the week is feeling almost like a threshold where, and this theme has come up multiple times in the recent past. So if you have picked the corresponding groups, assuming this isn't your first reading with me, if you haven't, sorry, let's just continue. This is the Emperor turning his back on the Devil, looking towards the King of Wands, which is what made me go, oh, okay, a couple seconds ago. So all in all, we have 2 major arcana cards and a court card. I would say that for you, if you haven't yet, I think that this is a sign of getting your shit in order to free yourself from whatever the temptation was. Because I say this, this is something that I've said before, maybe not with you particularly watching this, but if you want to give up something bad, it is generally a good idea to replace it with something. Instead of just leaving a void there as my candle goes out, to find something more constructive to replace it with and to do instead. So this Emperor looking at the King of Wands here is definitely a sign of something like that, especially like turning his back on the Devil. So for you, group 1, if there are things or habits or a situation or something like that that you've been feeling trapped by, and you're not in a position for me to congratulate you for breaking free of that, I would encourage you to either renew your efforts to get your house in order, metaphorically, in order to turn your back on it, as this reading indicates, or to continue. Like sometimes when you find a better habit to replace the bad habit with, the temptation to go back to your old ways is still there. If that is your situation, group 1, I would encourage you to keep your eye on the prize, just like this Emperor is doing here, and really, you know, I feel like I say this all the time, just do the right things long enough consistently, and eventually these chains that are holding these 2 people will just fade away. So good for you, group 1. If you want to jump to your oracle card reading, feel free to use the timestamps in the description below. All right, group 2, this is a constrained space here, so let me just cut the deck over here like that. Good. So for you, group 2, we have the 5 of Wands. Okay, so your only reversed card is the Knight of Pentacles. So let's see here. The Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of your deck is giving this reading an overall good vibe. So it's like a feeling of stagnation, which I'm getting from the Knight of Coins reversed and the Eight of Swords here. Now I'm trying to, yeah, it's like if this struggle. Okay, struggle is the first word that came to mind, but it's not necessarily the way to read the Five of Wands here. But I'm going to continue on this thrust. It's like if the struggle that this Five of Wands represents is between your the Knight of Coins and the Eight of Swords, because something I say a lot often about the Eight of Swords is that this woman thinks that she's trapped, but she's not. She can like feel around. If she could only like feel around and realize that as scary as her situation looks, she does have freedom of movement. Maybe she could even use those swords to, free herself and whatnot. But if you don't know that, it seems very scary. And the Knight of Pentacles here is kind of more active in the sense that these fields in the background are unplowed. This is the only horse of the knights who is not moving at all. He is stable. So these two cards combined give a feeling of stagnation, but one is based of fear and the other is based on, for lack of a better term, laziness. It's almost like the fear that is invoked in the Eight of Swords is the excuse that the Knight of Pentacles is using to, not start plowing those fields. And I think that internally this, this Five of Wands might represent an inner conflict in yourself, in which case I would ask you, group two, to ask yourself what you really want, because ultimately, the ask yourself what you really want is what I'm getting from the Ten of Coins here. So I would encourage you to not beat up on yourself. I would encourage you to really reflect on what it is that you want to accomplish with the rest of this week, because I don't think that, how can I say this? Like, you do have the Knight here. It's in reverse, but it's there. So you do have the potential to just, move forward. It's like the fear that is there is acting as the metaphorical little devil on the shoulder, whispering to you like, but what if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? Even though you know that you have the capacity to go out and bring forth what you want to accomplish. So my advice for you, group two, is to not be too hard on yourself and to really not lose sight of what you really want. I think that would be the key for you to not lose your motivation, because I understand how change and progress are scary, uncertain looking things. And it can be tempting to use that uncertainty as an excuse to stop and, bail out or whatever. And I think that this, which is why you're kind of at odds with yourself. So the worst possible outcome is that you continue to be at war with yourself and not move forward. So I would invite you to, instead of letting your uncertainty keep you from picturing what it is that you want, to do the opposite and to let your vision of what you want to manifest or what you want to accomplish drown out this fear. And that might be the best way for you to unstuck yourself, and especially to just stop this inner conflict. So that is what I have for you. Group 2, please use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. All right, group 3, let's see what we have for you. Let me just cut this deck. This is a much tighter space than it looks, or maybe it does look that tight. But anyway, for you, we have an entirely reversed reading except for the High Priestess at the bottom of your deck. So let me just absorb this. Yeah, this is framed, right? Give me a second to absorb this and see what we got, group 3. The thing that I am struggling to understand is what is the block, because it's funny too, because this reading would almost be simpler and easier for me to read if this high priestess was reversed, but it's not. So I the I'm gonna pull a clarification card in a moment, but like this eight of cups here feels like the fork in the road that might determine what the rest of this reading means. So it can either mean a refusal to walk away from something, or walking away from something for the wrong reasons, which changes the flavor of everything else. So now that I have explained a little, let me just make some room for a fourth card here and pull it. Ooh, the Eight of Wands. So first of all, you have two eights. I don't know why I said that way, but if that means something to you, please follow that, because it jumped out to me right away. So give me a moment here. Okay, what I'm getting right now is that it's like you're running away from something because things are going so quickly that it's scaring you and knocking you off of your A game, which you are fully capable of. And now the final piece of the puzzle, which is this hangman reversed, is what I need a moment here for. Okay, for you, group 3, the advice that I would give you is to hang in there. I think that your reflex to run away from whatever is scaring you right now might not be the correct one, because deep down, I think that you understand that whatever this rapid thing or this situation that is evolving quickly, I get how it can be unsettling. But if you've been knocked off your center, uh, I think the priority would be to accept whatever new perspective is being presented to you and to integrate that into your knowledge before deciding to either walk away from the situation or walk towards something that you've been trying to avoid. So I would caution you against going back to old habits. I would caution you against giving up on whatever progress that you have been making this week, because sometimes, you know the saying, be careful what you wish for. Sometimes when you're working towards a goal, you get close to it and you realize that, oh shit, this isn't what I wanted. However, I have the feeling that if I'm describing you, and I'm just going to go with this, my apologies if this doesn't apply to you, but for the people for whom it does, I feel it's worth going for this. So anyway, I think that sometimes when you get close to what you want and then you realize, oh shit, this isn't exactly what I wanted, I would advise you to really examine that, because sometimes the reality of what you want to manifest, when it appears to you, or is on the verge of it, or this rapid progress that you're making towards it, can be really unsettling, and it can cause you to get this knee-jerk reaction of rejecting it. And I just want to warn you against that possibility, group 3. So I would advise you to take it easy on yourself and recenter yourself, because I think deep down you know if what I'm saying is bullshit or not. And if what I'm saying resonates with you, I think you know that I'm right. So yeah, for you, group three, take it easy on yourself. I know that rapid change can be really scary, but if I'm right, you're so close to what you want, and I would inform you. Sorry, I would implore you. No, I would invite you to recenter yourself because you know better than this. Whatever new perspective is revealing itself to you through this rapid change, it's okay to take a moment to integrate it. I mean, the weekend is in a couple days. Maybe use the weekend to figure it out and attack next week with a bang. Yeah, hey, I got there in the end. So, on that note, please stay tuned for your Oracle card reading coming up right now. And we have 4 Oracle cards here. And, oh, cool, it's in frame. So, group one, I have pulled this Oracle card for you before. It is the Well. And this is I Ching hexagram number 48. Let me just get that in frame here. I Ching hexagram number 48. And the keywords are seeking truth, wisdom, insight, intuitive knowing, return to the source, getting to the bottom of things. It's funny too because depending on the reading that I gave you, returning to source or getting to the bottom of things is probably either one or both of those words is resonating with me for you. So if you pick this, and I'm not going to call out any specific combination, I would invite you to really make sure that the decisions that you make for the rest of this week are truly for the reasons that you think they are, to really uh, um, examine and double check to make sure that things really are as they appear. And alternatively, this might, returning to the source, to go back to what has worked before, go back to people who, or places or communities that have helped you in the past. I again, depending on the reading I gave you, it's either time to get to the bottom of things or to go back to what has worked and to rely on the basics that you have acquired thus far. And group B, your card is Capricorn, achieve. So the cool thing with Capricorn is that Capricorn is an energy, from what I know, Capricorn is an energy of wanting to do things the right way and taking whatever time is needed to make sure that all your ducks are in a row, all your T's are crossed, all your I's are dotted, and to really go for it. It's funny too because there's kind of a contradiction inherent in Capricorn. It's a cardinal sign, so there's like impulse and starting things, but it's an earth sign, so it's static and slow. So for you, group B, I would invite you to focus on the word here, achieve, to keep your eye on what you want and take. It's okay to take your time to do things the right way. If it's taking longer than you wish it would, I would take this card as an invitation to just be okay with that and to not let impatience or fear stray you from the path that you're on. And group C, your card is pain. So here's the thing with pain and this card in particular. It pain sucks, but pain doesn't last forever. And the good news is that you're getting this card in a midweek reading, which to me suggests that it right away, the fact that this is a midweek reading suggests to me that whatever this pain represents for you is temporary, and it probably does sting. However, I would invite you to focus on the lessons that the pain learns. You know, it's kind of like this example is used a lot. If you stick your hand on a hot stove, or at least get to the point where you're about to, that like knee-jerk reaction where the arc reflex doesn't even go to your brain. It's like from your fingertip to your spinal tissue back to your hand to get it out of the flame, you know? So the point I'm getting with that is that the pain is there to teach you a lesson, and I would invite you to focus on the fact that it is temporary, and the best way that you can get to the other side of it and also avoid future pain is to try to learn whatever lesson that you've learned. Yeah. So group D, your card is caution. This is Mercury in Virgo. Let me just show this to you. And let me look at this card and see what we get. Yeah, it's funny. For one of the readings that I gave, this is particularly fitting. So you know who you are. I would what's leaping out at me is all these deer running in this direction, and this woman in the other corner just calmly holding her hand up and saying, "Hey, no need to panic." So yeah, the Mercury in Virgo, I would say, you can be cautious, but don't panic. You know, that is the main message that I'm getting from this card, is just don't panic, despite your desires to flee. Maybe not be that quick to do so. Whatever situation this applies for, I hope that it turns out well. But I can understand the fear, but just don't be that quick. As fast moving as Mercury is, always changing directions. I think that's part of the point, is that Mercury is always changing directions. So what is looking one way today might look another way in a couple days. So don't put all your chips in the same pot, so to speak. Thank you so much for watching. If your reading resonated with you, please let me know in the comments down below. Thanks again for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you soon.